Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is 11 Asian Dragon here, and today I'm bringing you another gameplay commentary, and this is the third installment of my new playlist, which is basically I'm revealing some new Black Ops 2 info to you guys. And so today what I wanted to talk about is basically the campaign, and don't worry, there won't be any spoilers. It's basically just what the plot line is, like the gist of it, and pretty much the main characters. So let's get started. So, as you guys probably already know, Black Ops 2 is the direct sequel to Black Ops and sets in 2025. The story will be narrated by the original Black Ops character, Frank Woods, which is apparently now an old man. Originally, in Black Ops, in one of the campaign missions, Frank Woods basically pulled the enemy down with him and supposedly exploded, and we all thought that he died, but apparently not. So we'll probably see his the backdrop of his story after he fell down. And so in 2025, players will take on the role of David Mason, who is the son of Alex Mason. And as you guys probably already know, Alex Mason is the main character of Black Ops. So essentially, this father-son relationship will play a part in the story. So the gist of Black Ops 2's plotline is a second Cold War happening between China and the US due to the scarcity of rare earth elements used to make tech devices and military weapons. And this story is actually based on a real world possibility, as China, who currently controls 95% of the rare earth elements in the world, according to the folks at Treyarch. The villain will be a man named Raul Menendez, who in 2025 is pitting the Chinese and US governments against each other by hacking into their drones and other robotic weapons. The man who created this villain, the real life man, is basically the person who invented these plotline for Batman Begins and The Dark Knight, and he really wants to leave a villain that's extremely realistic and memorable. So I'm expecting Raul Menendez to be a phenomenal villain, and it should be extremely interesting to go against him. So basically, in the trailer, the teaser trailer that we saw that LA was being taken over by these jets and robots and everything. And so apparently Menendez has hacked into the US's unmanned drones and unleashed an attack on Los Angeles. And in the mission, we saw a fleet of drones. They were destroying buildings, and basically there's going to be a lot of destruction and gameplay in LA. Now, as we move on to the characters, it seems that there will be at least one female soldier in the game, a pilot named Anderson. And so she laid quite a bit of waste during the entire LA mission. So I'm guessing, just as a plot twist, personally for me, I'm going to guess that she's going to die. But that's just my personal opinion, because that would make it more interesting and more suspenseful. So apparently the president in 2025 is also a woman, and she appeared in the LA mission. And that should be quite interesting, because as of now, we've never had a woman president, and that's that could change things a lot, especially in the campaign. Now, David Mason, who is the main character of this story, he has a sidekick who's called Nelson, but there's no other released info. So, as we move on to the gameplay, players have a drone controller on their wrist in the game and can use it to assign targets and waypoints. One point in the trailer, I think David Mason pulls out from his left arm sort of like a controller pad. It looked like it controlled like a Predator missile or something like that. And as we move on, at one point, players had an option to either grab a sniper rifle and cover their squad or rappel down to join with them. Presumably, that choice leads to a slightly different gameplay experience, and this looks like one of the smaller of the choices offered in the game. So basically, now in campaign, players can choose what they want to do with their squad. They can maybe have them retreat with you, for instance, if you had a light machine gun, you can cover for your squad to move forward, or you can have your squad maybe stay back and snipe the enemies before going in there. And that should be quite interesting, because it gives players way more leeway, especially in the experience. It's more of what you do rather than what the game actually controls you to do. That should be really fun. A large part of the branching will be due to Strike Force, which is a brand new game mode featuring tactical, open-ended gameplay and a sandbox-style levels. Strike Force missions will be woven into the core single-player campaign and will present themselves as various Black Ops missions available around the globe. However, players won't be able to play all of the Strike Force missions in a single playthrough. Strike Force allows players to control squads of troops, giving follow/hold commands with the shoulder buttons. Strike Force also allows a zoomed-out command view via an unmanned aerial drone that lets you set waypoints for your units to achieve shifting goals. Strike Force will allow you to control, at the very least, armed aerial drones, armed land drones, and unarmed aerial drones, in addition to being able to hop to the viewpoint of any of the soldiers in your squad. So essentially, Strike Force is a way for you to communicate with your own squad to do really what you want to do in order to win the battle. And this is, like almost a sandbox style, as they said before, where you can, it's really just based on you. What your decisions are your decisions. However, they are still going to control some stuff. As they said, Strike Force will not, you can't play all the Strike Force missions in one playthrough. So I think this way, essentially Treyarch is forcing some players, to play the campaign again, to choose different Strike Force missions, and overall increase the gameplay experience, especially in campaign. Maybe there are different endings that should be quite interesting. Maybe, for example, Raul Menendez doesn't actually die. There could be a sequel after Black Ops 2. That could be really interesting. But through this info, I think we learned that Black Ops 2 campaign, at least, is going to be extremely different from what we've seen before, and that innovation, I think, will actually pay off. And I'm looking forward to the actual story. And if you like this video, please give it a like rating and subscribe if you haven't. Thank you very much, and have a nice day.